What's up, YouTube gamers? It's Young Soul back with another video, and today I'm here to talk about Xbox One's new IP problem. We all know Xbox has come out with new IP, so I'm not here to say that they don't come out with new IPs. The problem for Xbox's new IP, or Xbox's problem with new IPs, is that they have a hard time turning these new IPs into franchises. Okay, we all know how well they do with the shooters, and they could probably turn any shooter into a franchise, but outside of the shooting genre, they have trouble turning new IPs into franchises. If you take a look at what they've done over the last couple generations, you'll have your Halos, you'll have your Gears, Forzas, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, after that you start saying, well, what new IPs are they turning into franchises? And by the difference between new IP and franchise, in my opinion, new IP is one game. Franchise is sequels, spin-offs, etc. That's franchise. That's a franchise. Okay? Forza started out as just one racing game, but they were able to spin it off to Horizon, an open world game. You see what I'm saying? So they have sequels and they have spin-offs. That's a franchise. So I'm looking at these Xbox One games that are coming up, and I'm saying, how many of these are going to turn into long-lasting franchises for the generation and beyond? Some of them, you know, and I'm looking at, what am I looking at? ReCore, Scalebound, and Quantum Break. And I'm saying, are these going to get enough commercial and critical success? Because usually, the way I can tell when a new IP is going to turn into a franchise, you know, sequels and spin-offs, is if that first game has enough critical and commercial success. Now look at some of the new IPs Xbox has come out with so far this generation. Rise, Son of Rome, Sunset Overdrive, and Titanfall. If anybody else could think of any major marketed, big budget AAA Xbox new IPs, please bring them forth. But I think there's only 3 right now, and those 3 are Rise, Sunset, and Titanfall. Well, Titanfall we already know is going to get a franchise, but it won't be exclusive anymore. So Rise, Son of Rome had commercial success because it sold over 1 million in the first month or 2, but the critical success was downright lousy. Any Xbox fan want to talk about critical success, you can't talk about it with Rise, because technically it had lower scores than the Order 1886. So critically, the success wasn't there. Commercial, the success was fairly decent. Sunset Overdrive had the exact opposite problem. Critically, it was a pretty decent success. It was an 80 on Metacritic, 80 or 82, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere right around there. But it still has trouble even selling 1 million units. You know what I mean? So that's why we're not hearing much from a Rise 2. We're not hearing much about a Sunset 2. You know, a lot of people want to talk about how Sunset 2 in the end of the game had a cliffhanger or something, or an open end to suggest that it will have a sequel, but that doesn't guarantee it'll have a sequel. Okay? What guarantees a sequel more than anything, the best way to tell, is if it has commercial and critical success. Now you look at PlayStation, going all the way back to like the PS2 days, and of course the PS3, they come out with new IPs in different genres. Every generation, they come out with new IPs in different genres that have enough commercial and critical success that warrant turning into a franchise. If you look at the PS2 days with like Ratchet and Clank, you look at the PS2 days with, and forgive me if I'm going to mess this up, but I believe God of War 1 started on the PS2. It was either late PS2, early PS3 days, but you know, those were new IPs that had enough commercial and critical success to warrant spin-offs and sequels. Okay, look at PS3 days where you talk about obviously Uncharted and The Last of Us. Good enough commercial and critical success to warrant spin-offs and, you know, sequels and spin-offs. Okay, look at this generation. Bloodborne is already, regardless of what Xbox fanboys say, Bloodborne was a critical and commercial success because Sony went out and bragged about it 12 days after its release, saying it hit 1 million. So it obviously outperformed their expectations. Okay, now you compare, well, it's not going to sell as much as Halo. Yeah, but it was never expected to. Its expectations were beat easily, and it had critical success. So I will bet you we will hear. In other words, I bet we'll hear about a sequel to Bloodborne before we hear about a sequel to Sunset Overdrive or Rise, Son of Rome. That's what I'm talking about. PlayStation knows how to create new IPs and turn them into franchises. Okay? I have a sneaking suspicion that Horizon Zero Dawn is going to get the same treatment. Going to get commercial and critical success to where Sony could turn around and say, Guerrilla, get back in there and get us another one. Get us a spinoff or get us a sequel. Use a different tribe if you want to, whatever the case may be, and get us another one. I don't see that coming from, I'm not sure if that'll come from Xbox's 2016 new IPs. You got Scalebound, you got Crackdown is not a new IP, by the way. Scalebound, because it's Crackdown 3, obviously. Scalebound, Recore, and Quantum Break. That's the one I was thinking of. Those are 3 new IPs. Will those new IPs turn into franchises? Only time will tell. Because, like I say, the best way to tell is critical and commercial success. A good combination of the two. So, my point is, let's see what happens. But right now, Xbox does not have a good track record in turning new IPs into franchises. Tell me what you think. Tell me where I'm wrong. Correct me about the PlayStation when, like, God of War was a new IP. Was it PS2 or PS3? Early PS3 years or late PS2 years? Put your thoughts in the comments and I'll get back to you. Peace.